Jurassic Park. Now playing the theater.
Ecto goggles with Ecto Bomber, neutron blaster, and water zapper, each sold separately.
From the corner penthouse of Spook Central all the way to Star Killer Base, this is Yes Have Some Podcast.
Do I? Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
You know, they told me you people were conceited douchebags.
The only place in the multiverse where you can love the book, hate the movie, but still buy all the toys.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a Jedi Master.
What?
Please remember to hold on to your butts and get ready to get stressed. With your hosts, Craig Goldberg, Abigail Gardner, and Jacob Walsh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Have Some Podcast, episode 168. My name is Craig Goldberg. Thank you so much for joining us. I am here in Atlanta, Georgia, with my co-host, Abigail Gardner.
What's up, y'all?
And did you...
Y'all?
What was that?
I don't know.
It was like an extra...
It's like my extra Southern living greeting.
You just want to take over the goddamn show? Go for
I
it.
do.
I'm exhausted. Jacob Walsh, what's up, man?
Why are you exhausted? What have you been doing all day?
Yeah, what are you up to?
I'm working. I'm doing camera tests. I'm working.
Did you go to work today?
I did work today.
You like butt dialed me at some point today.
Oh, yeah. What was I doing?
I sat, I don't know, but I sat on the phone for like 3 minutes. And I was just like,
Trying to catch
something? No, I was like trying to hear what you're doing. I don't know. I just heard a rustle. It sounded like maybe you were jogging.
That was not it.
No.
You sure it was me? What if it was me? What if you didn't hear a rustle? What if you heard me doing an impersonation of the neighbor from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I was like, Russell! Russell! Are both of the kids in that movie named Russell? Like, one's Russell and one's Russ.
Is that for real?
I think so.
I have to look
Hey,
it
that
up.
movie's amazing.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Rick Moranis, I just read that Lady Gaga might be in the Little Shop of Horrors remake.
Fuck yes. That sounds so good to me.
Here's the thing about remakes. They're all happening. Like, we can't even be upset that they're like, oh, I can't believe they're remaking it. We could just hope that when a movie gets remade that they do an okay job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Little Shop of Horrors is kind of suffering from a little bit of a Ghostbusters thing. They have announced a Little Shop of remake like every year for the last like 10 years. They keep talking about it and it keeps not happening.
And you really can't be that mad because Little Shop of Horrors is a remake based on a play. So it's like, whatever. They're going to...
Yeah, but you know what? It's Little Shop of Horrors is a movie based on a play, and the play is based on a movie.
Oh, wow.
Like there's a very old black and white Little Shop of Horrors. It was a Roger Corman movie.
Jack Nicholson
is in it for a very short period of time. It's like one of his first films. And then somebody was like, this needs to be a musical.
There's just a lot of talk about remakes and reboots. Obviously, NBC announced yesterday their streaming service, which is called Peacock. That's really dumb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, put on Peacock.
Put the peacock on.
But they announced they're rebooting or revisiting Saved by the Bell, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Zach Morris is now the governor of California.
Yeah, but once you find out that he is, you're going to find out that he isn't because he like pulled a scam to become governor.
Yeah. The show's actually about
Jesse Spano's the real governor, or she's going to run against him.
It's voter fraud.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, they're bringing back Saved by the Bell. They're bringing back Punky Brewster, and they want to reboot or sequelize The Office as well. So everything's getting remade, and then that led to I guess somebody in an interview said that they're trying to remake Princess Bride, and the internet lost their mind because I guess I didn't realize how like people. I don't really care about that movie. Like, it's fine, but I didn't really grow up with it. But people, I've read today the quote, like Carrie Ells said it's a perfect movie and doesn't need to be all these. I don't know. Like, who. I kind of don't care. Like, remake.
I grew up with it. I liked it a lot when I was little, and I think it still holds up. It's not like something I revisit that much as an adult now. I don't think it's perfect, but I don't really know if it needs a remake. I feel like it's one of those that if you wanted to watch it, you could just go watch the original and it would probably be better than something they could redo.
Well, I feel like that about most. Like I feel like most remakes, the original is better anyway. But also, like just what you were saying, Craig. I feel like I only care about remakes or not wanting a remake when it's a movie that's like personal to me. Which that's kind of it's hard. That's like a one-sided way of looking at it because it's like, yeah, of course you don't want a remake of that movie because that's your favorite movie. But this movie you don't quite care about. So you're like, yeah, let's do it. So
I'm just worried, like, if they stop doing remakes and reboots, then they're going to start having, like, original movies. I don't want that shit.
I don't want that.
I need some nostalgia.
I saw an article and it faked me out because there was an article that said, the headline was like Seinfeld coming to Netflix 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, there's a new Seinfeld. I was like, they're going to get together and do a new Seinfeld series. But then I realized it just meant that the original series is getting put on Netflix next year.
Which I'm actually excited about because I'm sick of these Hulu ads.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know
Fucking
one person.
targeted ads.
Who has Hulu Premium? I need that account. I like that. I
need my friend whose account I'm borrowing to upgrade.
Yeah,
is it mine?
No, it's my friend Michelle in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
There should be an option on these services to up. It should be like, are you sure you want to upgrade your friend's account? Like, yes.
Yes, I do.
Because like
as a gift to them.
I like how also I pay for cable on like 10 streaming services, but I just refuse to give Hulu $3 more to not get ads.
Well, dude, if the fact that Seinfeld's coming to Netflix is very exciting.
It's good.
Yeah.
So cool. Lots of sequels, lots of reboots. We got a lot to go over. I'm excited. I think been buying some toys, been thinking about Halloween Horror Nights. Got a lot going on. Feel overwhelmed, I think.
Yeah. The fact that Halloween's coming up and I've been wanting to decorate, but it's been like 1,000 degrees outside. So I can't like get up to go out and actually get decorations.
They should close. I want to Walter Peck all the Spirit Halloween stores. Just go try to close them down. Like, sorry guys, it's too hot.
Apparently that's happened in Valdosta because we, for some reason, don't have a Spirit store this year.
But you do have a Party City. Probably.
Is that as good though?
No, I don't think we do.
You have Party Town?
No.
Like
a family party?
Nope.
Oh, man. Well, you'll have to come up here and shop with us.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're running a contest. It was kind of an impromptu thing. I think Ryan Dole had the idea. I don't know, but it's kind of fun. So we're doing a contest on Instagram and Facebook, and it's open to everybody. It's the Guess the Title of Ghostbusters 2020 contest. You can win a Yes Have Some Ghostbusters prize pack.
If you guess the correct answer?
Well, this is what it is. You have to guess the title of the new movie, and then you're going to send your submission to askyhspodcast@gmail.com. So askyhspodcast@gmail.com. And we're going to pick two winners. What do you got, a snack?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been up since like 8 a.m. I've been busy today. I made a video.
You did.
Took care of a cat. Did yoga.
Send your submission to askyhspodcast@gmail.com. We're going to have two winners. We're going to have one for if anybody gets the right answer, and then for the most creative, we'll do a little vote. And listen, there's only so many options. In the event that there is a tie, we will take the people who got it right, and we will randomly draw from that name. Now, we've had a lot of submissions. I took a cursory view. There's some good ones. There's some not great ones. Okay, I don't want to give any of them away. I just want people to start maybe think outside of the box a little bit more. And also, Ghostbusters 3, Ghostbusters 2020, and Rust City are not eligible.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta try harder.
Somebody did email us and said, actually, the movie's already titled Ghostbusters 2020, and it's not, and that's okay. But like that's.
I wonder how many different versions of who you gonna call or answer the call type something about calling or
Call
picking
waiting.
pick up the call. I wonder how many of those we're going to
Pick up the call. One call. That's
waiting.
all.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was just remember those old adult call-in lines? It'd be like Ghostbusters.
Pick up the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Isn't that how it is?
That's what it was. That's exactly what I was thinking.
what it was.
What if it was
Call
called
Quest. When I'm hanging out in my house late at night in my best clothes, I like to call Quest.
I get dressed, I put on my nice
makeup, and then I call somebody.
and then I call Quest. Quest is the Questlove, the new secretary for the Ghostbusters.
I'd call Questlove.
So listen, yeah, submit your answers. The thing is, we don't know when the contest will end when we get the title, right? So it could be a week, it could be a couple months. We don't know, but yeah, I think that's fun. I think there's some good stuff. Do you guys have any guesses?
I'm going with Flapjack. So, that's all I got.
Dude,
I'm looking at
you're on fire
I'm
tonight.
looking at an answer the call like menagerie of figures right now, and so I.
Hey,
I was
Paul
thinking,
Feig's birthday was this week. Happy birthday to Paul Feig. I think Bill Murray's birthday might be today or tomorrow.
one of them has talked to us, and one of them is a friend of the podcast. So.
God.
I think it's just going to be called The Ghostbusters.
I do too. I really do.
Yeah.
Rise of Ghostbuster, Son of Ghostbuster.
Son of
Somebody did submit a Ghostbusters Awaken. I was like, it's not going to be called that.
Wake the fuck up, Ghostbusters.
It's just not going to have the same name as the Star Wars Legacy
But
sequel.
what if they? I like to think that they were like, "Ooh, Ghostbusters Awakens," and it just kind of like flew out of their mind that that's the Star Wars movie, and they thought they came up with it, but like subconsciously they're just thinking about Star Wars. That's
right,
fun.
Yeah.
They're like Ghostbusters, Gozer Strikes Back.
The Last Buster.
Should we
The
keep
Last
going?
Terror Dog.
The Last Terror Dog.
There will be Zool.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Take it.
No Country for Old Ghostbusters.
Okay.
That's a pretty liked title, I think.
That's like a good, yeah. I like that.
With just like a rugged Ray Stantz hunting down like a murderous spectral entity. I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Any more before we move on?
I like it.
All right.
That's all I have.
Cool.
Gave you my best.
So if you want to enter the contest and have a little fun, because who doesn't want to have fun? You're going to send your submission to Ask YHS Podcast.
Yes, have fun podcast.
No, that's not it. It's amazing. We meet a lot of people who say they listen to the podcast, but I'm pretty sure sometimes they don't know what the name is. No. I love, dude. Actually, I've had a couple. I'm not going to name the person. I was having a conversation with somebody about Answer the Call in the last couple months. Somebody we know in the Ghostbusters community, and I was mentioning how we had cooled off on it, weren't as into it as maybe we were. And he was like, "Oh, I thought you guys really loved it." And I was like, No. He's like, "Oh man, yeah, I just haven't listened to the last couple episodes." I was like, "Really? The last couple of 2.5 years?"
75 episodes where I have a mental breakdown about Answer the Call at the end of every episode.
So yeah, that'll be fun. I really can't wait. There's been a lot of like people are, with Halloween coming up, and I mean, let's talk about it. We're about to talk about Ghostbusters, so let's just get into it. We'll talk about Patreon in a little bit. People. So if you think about the timeline of the last Ghostbusters movie, Answer the Call. So it was filmed in the spring of 2015. It wrapped in like midsummer 2015, and then it was like, remember like trailer watch? Like that trailer's coming. We might get it for Halloween. Halloween passed. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Probably around Christmas, we get that, what was it? Force Awakens is coming out. Yeah. Maybe, dude, imagine if it's with Force Awakens.
Dude, I fucking thought I was going to see it when you proposed to me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
I was
Pop
like,
Ivan.
Yeah, you got, what a fake out.
What a fake out.
Then it was like February. And we didn't get the trailer till March. So I don't think we're going to have to wait till March for this trailer, because there was behind the scenes reasons why it took so long for the Answer the Call trailer to be revealed. So I think Halloween is a little... Sorry, Abby's leaving. There might be a cat fight outside. Hey. Knocking shit over. Anyways, I think Halloween might be a little soon because they're still filming. But I think holidays, I think somewhere November, December, we're going to get the first trailer. But I don't think we're going to get a title and a poster until that first trailer hits.
Yeah, I agree. We might get, sometimes they like to do that thing where they'll throw you a poster and then the next day the trailer hits. Like that's a kind of a big thing. So maybe something like that. But as far like when the movie comes out in July, right?
Yeah, July 10th next year.
Yeah, I think probably October might be a little too early.
Right. Yeah. I mean, unless they just started cutting together. Here's the thing. We got that one teaser, but that's not a real trailer. So the only thing people are kind of, because Zombieland is a Sony movie and is probably going to be a pretty big thing, the sequel. People were kind of like circling that as a possibility for, look, they definitely could do a teaser and it would make sense, but I would not be surprised if that doesn't happen and we have to wait a couple more months. I kind of wouldn't look, I wouldn't count on it, you know? Abby's back. How are the cats?
Good. I had to run barefoot down the street screaming, "Get the fuck out of here!" So,
yeah, but what does it have to do with the cats?
The cats are good. I had to protect my cat, Bruce. There's an evil cat out there. It's all good.
So, anyways, Abby, when do you think we're gonna get this trailer?
Dude,
sorry, you out of breath?
Literally, yes, because I just ran. I wasn't making that up. I hope soon. I would love for it to be during the Halloween season. It doesn't really make sense. I think that's probably what you guys just said. I, however, am already pleased with the teaser trailer that we got. And if we're comparing it to Answer the Call and the teaser trailer that we got with that, I'm much more hopeful. Everything that has been said in interviews with Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd, which we're about to get into, has been very positive. So I have a feeling that it's going to be put together and ready when it's ready. And
I do have a feeling. You all right?
I'm dying. Please give me some water.
I've never had to go on a run in the middle of the podcast.
I don't have any shoes on. There were a lot of sticks out there. It's okay now.
I think we might get like an Entertainment Weekly like cover story. Like
maybe we'll kind of like how they do with Star Wars where you see a couple before anything, you see some behind the scenes photos.
Yep. I mean,
because that's easy. That's easy to produce. You know, like
just imagine. I talked about it on the podcast before, but imagine if we got a still photo of the three original guys, just like in their street clothes together. Yeah. Like that would be enough for me to probably quit my job and join a monastery because I'm not gonna be able to handle it. Mm-hmm. What's a monastery?
Cut off all emotions.
Yeah, I cut off.
You become a monk and you become celibate. That's the opposite of what I want to do when I see those pictures.
What do you?
The opposite?
It's like Ace Ventura 2.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, poster, title, trailer. It's all coming. What I tell people who are eager, just let it. Take it all in, you know? This is finally, after the ups and downs that we've all been through since 1989, this is our first ever, and the only time we're going to get the direct follow-up to Ghostbusters 1 and 2. It's okay.
Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it. Be patient. We need to be patient. Like, there's been little bits here and there. They've done a really good job of keeping things under wraps. And what I wanted to talk about now is Dan Aykroyd, Ivan Reitman. They were both at the premiere night for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. That's a mouthful. Mm-hmm. And then Dan Aykroyd was also on Joe Rogan this week. Let's talk about that first. Let's talk about Aykroyd on Rogan. We normally don't review other podcasts, but did you guys see this? Sure. Like, I don't even know where to start.
Craig, you and I ate dinner while listening to this / watching it at the same time. It's riveting. Like, it's really... I, first of all, have never listened to Joe Rogan and have not really been a fan of his. And I actually kind of, like, warmed up to him during this podcast and kind of like him. So... Yeah,
I can't get a read on Joe Rogan. Like, I don't know what his deal is. He's a pretty good interviewer and he's got the biggest podcasts in the world, but he's just very much.
I used to really hate him.
I think DMT is his deal.
I used to really hate him because he just has some very his views have his kind of have kind of changed in the last few years, and he used to think differently about something. Like I used to just be like, no, I'm not going to listen to him at all. And I think at one point I listened to an episode because somebody I wanted to hear was on there, and I was like, Joe Rogan kind of seems to know what he's talking about here. And I was like, this is entertaining. And every now and then I'll listen to him, and they're pretty great.
He was talking about fishing, and I was like, oh, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
He sounds like he seems to know a lot about everything.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Joe Rogan, he's admitted this before. One thing I do respect about him is he allows his opinion to change. Like if he has an opinion on something that is presented with new information, he will like flip on it. Like I heard him talk. He used to be a staunch believer that the moon landing was faked, and then he had like a serious 2.5 hour conversation with some physicist, and then he doesn't. Well, he's still skeptical, but he's a more. I think I'm skeptical of the moon landing too. Out of all things, when you
I believe in aliens after listening to.
When you look at that footage of the moon landing, it's just like, this is pretty bad. And that's why I don't think Stanley Kubrick directed it, because it looks so bad. Like if he did,
it would have been better.
It would have been fucking awesome. But yeah, Rogan had Aykroyd on. Dan, good old Uncle Dan, he covered a lot of the same territory that he normally covers. He talked about his personal UFO sightings. They talked about the history of UFO or alien sightings in, worldwide. So listen, it's about 2.5 hours. Check it out. It's insane. There's some really great quotes. My favorite was when they were talking about psychedelics and drugs, and I put it on Instagram. Dan Aykroyd goes, "Oh well, I've done acid." It's like
sex with ghosts.
Oh yeah, it's sex with ghosts. They had a long conversation about. I guess one of Dan Aykroyd's ghost sightings was
Mama Cass's house.
Yeah, what is that?
It was a male presence that like laid on the bed next to him, and
like
he kept saying instead of saying cuddle, he kept using a weird word. I wish I could remember. I think he kept saying nuggle, and it was great. But yeah, either way, he said that
he was saying muggles. He was talking about.
I kept thinking he was saying muggles. But yeah, he said that, and also he was talking about his farmhouse, which I know he talks about a lot. But yeah, it's most of the same stuff. Crystal skulls and all that shit.
Yeah, they had a long conversation about the crystal skulls and a long conversation about Crystal Head vodka. But listen to it. We're going to talk more about it on group therapy, but we got a lot to cover. When asked about Ghostbusters, he kind of gave his normal spiel about the Girls movie was good. The new one's going to be better. I should have kept costs down as a producer. Like he's got that script down where he's like,
Well, I like that he does say me, Ivan, and Paul Feig kind of went back and forth on a couple things.
He said they had conflict.
He kind of goes into it just like a tiny bit, which is fine. But you can tell he's kind of like the way he was when it came out, when he was just like bad mouthing it all the time. And now he's kind of stepped back and he's like, you can tell he's kind of like been able to like almost go through his own sort of like therapy session where he's like, you know what? He now knows that they're moving forward with a third movie. He probably has kind of cooled off on it and that whole experience a little bit.
Well, I think go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say during the interview, I think it was the ET maybe interview that.
No, we're going to get that.
Yeah. Well, he was saying that, it basically that Answer the Call kept it alive, which is what we've said. And I'm sure.
I don't know if it did that.
Kind of.
Okay. But yeah, in a way, before that, all we had was Krispy Kreme.
Answer the Call kept it alive in the sense that if I ate an amazing pizza, let's say I had the best pizza I've ever had, and then a couple months later I was like, I want another pizza, and I got another pizza that was different and just not that great. It was still technically pizza.
You're talking about Dragon Con right now?
And then a month later, I got another. I went back and got more of that amazing pizza. I wouldn't be like, that second pizza kept it alive. I would just be like, I would just be like,
you would be like, God, that last
this is better pizza
compared to this.
It was like Lunchables. The second pizza.
You would be like, I'm never watching that last pizza again.
Yeah. Even the extended cut wasn't even any better. That pizza.
Extended cut pizzeria.
Yeah.
We have to open that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so listen. But what he did say, he was talking about his performances in the movies, and he said, I don't do pictures much anymore, but we do have the new Ghostbusters movie, and I will be performing in that. that was the first. Listen, we all know he's going to be in it. Mm-hmm. That was the first verbal confirmation.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting. It's noteworthy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He also that's also the interview where. Is that not also right before he almost spoils the title?
He almost won the contest.
He almost won the fucking contest.
He goes, well, there's going to be a new Ghostbusters movie. It's, it's called, it'll be the third Ghostbusters movie. So it's either he almost slipped or he face it, he doesn't know.
Yeah. It's somebody's job to keep him from knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about the one thing that Ivan Reitman?
We're going to talk about it, but I want to put it. Let's talk about it right now. So later on that night, there was more. Okay, so that was during the day, the Joe Rogan stuff, and then that night they did the Halloween Horror Nights premiere. Ivan and Dan went through everybody always calls it a maze. I always call it a haunted house, but that's just me.
It's a bit of both.
It sounds scarier than maze.
I don't like maze.
You like
maze? Sounds like a lot more work, and there could be wrong turns. Yeah, I don't like that.
That's what I wish Horror Nights.
It's a one-way street, though.
Yeah, you can't get out.
Yeah, the idea that you could not get out scares me.
Yeah, isn't that the point of a maze? Is that like you can get lost?
Yeah, I want to see
that
a
it's
Horror
hard
Nights.
to like. There's no getting lost.
Yeah,
cool. Maze analysis.
Cool. Semantics.
Well, yeah, that's the name of the new house. Semantics. It's one of the original not.
It's called Maze vs. Haunted House. You decide which is scarier.
So they did interviews on the red carpet, and a lot of it was just the same stuff we always hear. Dan Aykroyd complimenting the people who designed all of the attraction for Universal, and he again hit all of his bullet points. So what I will say now is the stuff we're about to talk about could be considered spoilerish for the new movie. Ivan Reitman did say this stuff on an interview with Entertainment Tonight, so it's not like I don't feel like we're breaking any rules or doing anything that's kind of like
it's out there.
It's out there, but for those,
it's not a plot detail as much as a character detail.
Yeah, for anybody who's avoiding all just any information at all, you might want to tune out for a couple minutes, but we are not going to be revealing spoiler. So this is more some character stuff. So having said that, let's talk about it right now. Okay, So Ivan Reitman revealed the first details about Paul Rudd and his character, and this stuff was not known at all. Like none of this has been said publicly. So there was part of me that I was like, I wonder after he did this, is he getting a call from Jason? Like, come on, Dad.
Too much info, Dad.
I think they're excited and they're probably just eager to talk about it because like Ivan Reitman, he did not come from the world of like secretive filmmaking. No. You just make your movie. Yeah. It probably drives him crazy that he can't talk about it.
He also seems to not give a fuck. Like in that, oh God, that interview where they're on the red carpet or whatever, and when they ask him, I don't know exactly what they say, but they say something about like 4 new guys.
Yeah.
And he just seems annoyed, and he's like, no.
It's about a family.
It's a family. So 2 of them are women.
Listen, one of my favorite action figures of all time is my Ghostbusters Fan Fest Class 10 breakfast, Ivan Reitman. And I love it, and I love the accessories.
He's really quite remarkable.
Yeah. Well, it's truly remarkable. Listen, Ivan Reitman does not give a fuck about anything except for making that money. Okay. I don't know.
And making his movies.
And he seems like a really good family man. Yeah. So, yeah. The interview starts off because it's not 4 men. Movie's about a family. 2 women. He then says McKenna Grace was in Avengers, which she wasn't, but that's okay.
But she is young Captain Marvel.
She is in Captain Marvel.
So technically,
15 seconds.
Kinda.
Okay. So
he picked the 2 things that she's barely in. I, Tanya.
Right.
And not like Haunting of Hill House where she's like a main character.
The shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not like Haunting of Hill House deals with subject matter similar to Ghostbusters either.
Ivan Reitman does not have time for your Netflix shows. Sorry. He probably hasn't even seen his daughter's show.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
he doesn't even know what his daughter.
Good dad.
Hey, by the way, his daughter. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah.
She looks just like him.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
It's pretty cool.
It's truly remarkable.
Truly remarkable.
Kind of sends a shiver up my spine.
Yeah.
When I saw him and my four guys.
First time walking down.
Okay, so listen. This is what was revealed about Paul Rudd's character. He is a seismologist who is moved to this small town to investigate mysterious earthquakes.
Tremors.
Mm-hmm.
They're under the ground.
What if this is secretly a Tremors?
It's just a Tremors crossover.
Oh.
I'm for it.
Do it. Bring Reba back.
And he's also a summer school teacher, which this is so genius. Of course, the movie's going to take place over summer. Everything about this movie is different than the original Ghostbusters. Like, there's probably going to be like, that's how you don't have to have a giant cast either. It's summer school. There's like 6 kids there, right? I don't know if that's true.
I like that. And well, when I think of summer school, I think of slackers more like poignantly rather than like regular. Like, because if you're going to summer school, it's because you're like, I don't know, you didn't try as hard as you should have, maybe. And I feel like, I don't know, that kind of fits in with the Ghostbusters spirit. Makes sense to me.
There was another quote. I think it was Ivan Reitman. It might have been Dan Aykroyd, but the one thing Dan Aykroyd keeps saying is that this movie is covered in the DNA of the first 2. He keeps using the word DNA.
Dan Aykroyd said that in the interview. Right before that, he literally says, these are the descendants of the original Ghostbusters.
Oh my God.
He just literally just says that.
Right. And
Like,
that's fine.
okay, Dan.
Here's the thing. Of course they are. It's the thing we know, but we don't want to know, but we know, but we want to confirm it, but we don't. Like, it's kind of a weird territory.
Yeah. It's like it's a weird flirtation, I think, because at the end of Answer the Call and the fact that we didn't think we were going to get a live action movie after that. And then now we are, it's kind of you deep down, it's almost like they have to, of course, it's going to be what everyone wanted that last one to be, in a direct continuation and lineage carrying on and all that shit.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if this is going to be passing the torch in a more meaningful way than it was ever going to be if it was 4 new scientists, college graduates who want to restart the Ghostbusters. Like, now, who knows how far they take it? Who knows at the end of this movie, who are the Ghostbusters? Is it a couple kids? Is it a family? Does the business even get restarted? Like, those are all answers.
Dude, I hope they end the movie and it's just like a little kid that hasn't been in the movie the entire time that is like pushing a broom and he's the next Ghostbuster.
Anybody can be a Ghostbuster.
Anybody can be a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, Gozer Strikes Back. I said that. Now listen,
I hope Bill Murray's the villain in this movie and he like splits a proton pack in half and he's just like, kill the past.
Oh. Dude, I hope Gozer shows up and is just like, execute Order 66. And then a giant Palpatine just walking down the street.
All right.
It could happen. There's other plot details and things that have leaked that we've kind of heard about against our own will that might lend itself to some of the conversation about Paul Rudd's character. But let's just stick with what we know. He's a scientist, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, we knew he was a teacher, but the fact that he's a legit scientist, that's what Ghostbusters, like, that's a good sign to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a specific area of study that like you can look up the definition for and it's like real. And yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Paul Rudd. Like, if we can really talk about him as an actor and his likability and whatever character he's going to take on, I'm just so pleased and so relieved even ahead of time going into the movie, knowing that he elicits like really good feelings from me and really good laughs. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about Paul Rudd. I really like him. I'm a big fan.
We haven't done a whole lot of theorizing on this movie, but let's have a little fun for a couple minutes. What do we think about these mysterious tremors? Like, what could that be?
Slime? River of slime?
Oh, yeah, it could be. That'd be a cool thing to do if they brought the River of Slime back.
Could be.
I haven't even thought about that.
I haven't either.
Like maybe the river slime actually originates in this town they're in.
All flowing here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It starts
in Middle America.
It starts in Oklahoma and goes straight to the museum. Oh, what is this stuff? It's all over me. It's Pete Mosen.
Yeah.
Oh, not that? The slime. Gotcha. I guess it's hard without getting into like.
Are we like the #1 self-proclaimed Pete Mosen podcast? We talk about him more than
I was
anything.
just imagining him wearing those little Slimer fingers and like doing a little something.
Oh, from the auction?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just excited about this movie. And like, I think we've done a pretty, like, if you go back and listen to when Answer the Call was in production, it was just like, I think we've done a good job of like keeping it at bay, talking about it when there's stuff to talk about, but not getting too, because here's the thing. Once it gets rolling, once the trailer's out, once we get a poster and a title and more plot details, it's going to be, like we talked about earlier, it's going to be crazy and overwhelming. So let's just keep it chill for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to be talking about right now anyway. That it would just be a bunch of speculation or spoiler stuff that isn't official things, and that's not what we really want to be doing anyway.
Yeah. Also, Paul Rudd, summer school teacher, getting My Girl vibes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Small town.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd,
Dude.
summer school teacher.
Yes.
Bees.
Yes.
Ghost bees in this movie.
Dude. Oh man, you want to talk about being unprepared emotionally for a movie?
Put Egon's glasses on. He can't see without his glasses.
That's great.
Anyways,
I'm fucking pumped for that.
all right, cool. Well, I'm excited.
Summer school is for misfits. It's for kids who are.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's just gonna fit.
Dude,
that
you
vibe.
know Finn Wolfhard is a little asshole in this movie. Not in real life, but in the movie.
Maybe in
Probably.
real life too, a little bit.
He's cool, man.
I like him.
Dude, in the building I work in, in Atlanta, when Stranger Things films, like the whole cast lives in the condos there. I'm the only person in my immediate circle of people I work with who have not just met everybody from that movie, from that show. I hear people all day.
We better start meeting.
Saw Finn
him.
Wolfhard this morning. Saw Nancy. I was flirting with someone. This one guy was, oh, dude, I was flirting with Nancy. I was like, I bet you weren't.
Our friends. I saw Nancy vaping.
Oh yeah,
I was so jealous.
she better quit.
She needs to quit vaping.
She's gonna get a lung
PSA,
disease.
everybody quit vaping.
It's gonna get a lung disease.
Yeah, go back to the real stuff.
Okay. Anyways, all right, cool. Well, we'll move on. As far as other Ghostbusters stuff, video games remaster coming out in a couple weeks. God, we put up an unboxing video of what was that? Can you please explain?
I still don't know. Excuse me. It was a fuck. I don't know who makes it. I still don't remember. It's basically like a Loot Crate mystery box that's Ghostbusters themed that you can buy at Walmart. It's only $20. And it's got some knickknacks in it, some socks, like an air freshener. It has a Stay Puft planter. And the best part of it, though, is the little Slimer figure, which he's doing a very, very cute little pose, like a little angel. And you can see the video on YouTube if you want to look at it. You can go to Walmart if you want to buy it.
Yep. Go to Yes Have Some's YouTube channel. We put up that video. Hey, here's my request slash prediction for the new Ghostbusters movie. I want a new mascot. I want an addition.
You want BB-8. You want something new?
We've got Slimer and Stay Puft, and they're great. We've had them for a long time, but like Star Wars is really good at introducing cute new characters that become like part of the, like.
What about female Slimer?
This doesn't seem like the kind of movie that, like, I know we haven't seen anything yet, but from everything we're hearing and the vibes we're getting, it doesn't seem like the kind of movie that's going to just have a cute little mascot rolling around.
But it doesn't need to be cute. Like, Stay Puft's not cute, but he's what I'm saying is, when I say mascot, I mean a new marketable ghost that you associate with the brand of Ghostbusters.
Okay, here's how they could do that. If Stay Puft Marshmallows exist in this universe and there's still something that people buy, then the Stay Puft Marshmallow Company could create a new icon that is introduced, like modern timeline.
Just a new marshmallow theme.
Yeah, that's how you do it. All right, I figured it out, guys.
I think the Scoleri brothers are the closest we got with,
for part 2, yeah.
They're great, but
Iconic.
I personally like the Jogger Ghost, but that's just me. I hope he comes back. All right, cool. Let's talk about Jurassic World. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, The Battle at Big Rock. Is that what it's called? The brand new short film directed by Colin Trevorrow dropped on FX over the weekend. It is available online. It is an 8-minute short film that takes place 1 year after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It serves as a bridge between the world we knew and the world that we will be introduced to in Jurassic World 3, which comes out in the summer of 2021. Before I even say anything, I just want to say I love that this exists.
Yeah.
I love that they did this.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a trend that other like franchises follow, I'm definitely into it. To have an 8-minute connection piece between movies that gets you hyped for the next movie and explains what's going on in the interim time, like that's really smart. And this was very effective. It was very quick. I liked that they like kind of snuck it in between the movies and that you had to like go to real television to watch it. There's something almost nostalgic about that.
Until it was over, and then you just went to the internet
online and watched it again. Yeah. And I went online to watch it again strictly for the clips at the end of the short. It's like I may as well spoil them. Like it's found footage dinosaur stuff, and that is my favorite part of the entire thing. There's like I could watch those all day long, and I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, Jake, what was your impression? We talked last week about our thoughts of like about what we thought about it existing, but what'd you think? Jake, you're the biggest Jurassic Park fan I've ever met.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Sometimes we don't count Jaws as a franchise, so when it comes to like franchises, Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park, they're right there for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things in the world, and I thought it was great, man. I loved it. It's kind of exactly what I thought it was going to be. People caught in between some dinosaur action. I thought it was cool because it was like two dinosaurs we haven't seen a whole lot of. There is an Allosaurus in Jurassic World, but it's a younger version that you see not for very much screen time. The thing that I was a little bummed out about is when that article came out, it was like fully animatronic dinosaur built for this movie. And then I watched it and I'm like, there's no animatronics in this at all. Like it all looks like CGI to me. And there was some photos that were released of like a full head of an Allosaurus that was animatronic, but I either can't tell when they're using that or they just CGI'd on top of it.
Well, but that's the thing with, dude, I meant to talk to you about this. The real life, what's it called when it's not like the special effects, like the
practical.
The practical effects are so good these days that they look like CGI. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. I really hate that I even wasted everybody's time.
I was like, for that.
Before I make my jokes,
good job, very funny.
What's it called? Practical.
That's how it's good.
It's not that big of a deal though. It's an 8-minute short, but I thought it was very well done. Some of the dinosaur scenes where there's a couple scenes in particular that I thought were very effective. When the Allosaurus is standing there and the baby cries and its head jerks in their direction immediately, was pretty cool. There's also a scene where the baby, after the trailer gets like flipped over and the baby is still attached to the table, you see the baby, but the background is kind of blurry. But then as it comes in focus, you realize that the dinosaur is like at the back window staring in. I thought all that stuff was really cool. And Abby, like you said, the found footage stuff at the end, it's brilliant. And there should be everybody I have talked to, or like everybody in our circle of friends that have seen it, everybody has been pretty much, in agreement that like they could make 10 more of these. This kind of situation where the dinosaurs are now released is perfect for these little like short films. I hope there's more.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I know I was making my big speech about how I care about the characters, but I didn't really care necessarily about the characters in this. I thought the dinosaurs really stood out. I thought the action was extremely intense, and there's being inside of a like RV, having it flipped over, that feels like Jurassic Park.
Hey, why were these people? Okay.
I also liked the little girl. I thought she was really cute.
Yeah, she was really good. If I found out that there was dinosaurs loose, like even on the other side of the country, I'd be like, nope, not going camping.
Well, he says like when the dinosaur shows up, he says, "How did it get way up here?" I think that one line of dialogue is supposed to kind of fill you in that maybe they're in a section of a park that maybe is like a hard terrain or something. Maybe they didn't think that dinosaurs could make their way to that. Like I think that's what that one very small line of dialogue is for. It's just basically exposition for you to be like, okay, they thought that dinosaurs wouldn't get up here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was watching it with my coworkers, and as soon as they get into the RV, one of my coworkers goes, "There's no RV on the planet that's that wide." Oh, gosh. And I was like, we're watching Jurassic. There's also dinosaurs in this.
Right.
Yeah. Or an RV expert.
Yeah.
I thought I was the RV expert.
They're like, there's no way you could fit a baby triceratops into that RV. Like, let's think about the sentence. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like, it's short and it was effective. And I really do hope there's more. Abby, you mentioned the ending credits with all the found footage.
Mm-hmm. The compies and the little girl, like it looks like cell phone footage and it feels super real. And then you see the car get knocked off the edge of the cliff.
Dash cam, yeah.
Oh,
that
was
shit's
awesome.
So cool.
I would
and
watch
the wedding at the end.
A found footage Jurassic Park movie like immediately. Because like, here's the thing. Ever since The Lost World, when you see the T-Rex running through San Diego, that's kind of what I just want Jurassic Park to be. Like, I want to see what it's like to be at the neighborhood pool and then raptors show up. Yeah. Like, I want to see a couple idiots playing golf and, like, one just gets stepped on.
And you want it to be, like, gratuitous found footage, like Cloverfield style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be 5 documentary film. Like, I would watch a movie of those cell phone clips. I will watch 2 hours of people's cell phone clips.
I liked that. I liked that.
Just random run-ins with dinosaurs. Yeah. No plot.
No.
Who needs
no
it?
characters.
Yeah. Like Fallen Kingdom didn't need it.
Imagine you're on the 10th floor of your building and you just look out and there's just like a brachiosaur like looking at you. Like, and then you click video. That's part of the movie. That's the movie.
That's it.
Hey, let's talk about Fallen Kingdom real quick.
Yeah,
I know you have a bunch of notes over here.
It was part of my stress.
Oh, no. If it's part of your stress, we'll go to you first.
Sure.
Once we do stress.
Yeah.
Any more on it's an 8 minute short. There's not a whole lot to say.
No.
Did you guys like they do the thing with the crossbow and then she's the one that saves them? I thought it was
whatever. I thought it was fine.
Exactly. I thought that was going to be the other kid that they mentioned in the beginning where they were like, where's what's his name? I figured it was going to be some other kid. But it makes sense to have it be the girl that you're familiar with at that point.
I honestly thought they were going to throw us for a loop and like all that family in the RV. I thought all their doppelgangers were going to show up.
I thought it was gonna be the guy that he talks to at the beginning.
Oh, right.
I thought it was going to be that guy helping him out.
Dude, I hope they do more. And also, I know this might lead into your stress.
Yeah.
I'm really glad Colin Trevorrow's back.
Yeah. I may as well just say it.
Do you want to do stress?
Hold
on. We're going to do the theme song.
Fuck, motherfuck, fuck. All right. So,
that's the wrong song.
Yeah, it is.
What song is that?
That's for Fuck Budget.
It's a Fuck Budget. Oh, we're not doing the Fuck Budget. What's the stress song?
It's like
we haven't done it in so long.
I'm stressed. Are you? I'm stressed.
It's Cake.
Why don't you do something with your life?
I'm a little stressed.
Is this some radical new therapy?
Why don't you do something with your life? Lights out, now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
I saw Cake once. I saw a fight break out in front of me in the mosh pit.
Hold on. Time out.
There was a mosh pit.
Why was there a mosh pit at a cake show?
It wasn't really a mosh pit as much as just a pit. No one was really moshing.
Okay.
My stress was that watching this Battle at Big Rock short made me realize that I don't like Fallen Kingdom. And I think I was really rosy about it when I first saw it, and I was hyped up when I watched it. But I went back.
That's never happened to us before.
Oh, no. I've never had rose-colored glasses that I've taken off and, like, refocused. But, yeah, I definitely, watching this short, we went back and you put on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I will say there's parts of it, specifically the parts with Claire, that I like a lot because I like the way that her character progressed. But there's a lot of parts and a lot of issues with that movie I actually have. I don't like the pacing. I don't I feel like the shit that they showed at the beginning, like the really cool rescue mission with the dinosaurs, I feel like that should have been at the end of the movie.
Hey,
I know you say that, but I agree with you. I feel like it was, I feel like they almost underestimated the power of seeing a dinosaur on screen, because it's like they had to like entangle all these other plot points in, and like it's like, oh, we'll show that at the beginning, and then like we'll have these really cool crazy hybrid dinosaurs at the second half, and I kept finding myself losing interest, especially getting upset with the way that it was paced. And also, I hated the B plot with Maisie, and I feel like every time they went off the island back to that and away from Claire and Owen's story, and they went back to Maisie's mansion, I felt like it just slowed down drastically, and I didn't.
Dude, I'm surprised there's not like a
Maisie's mansion,
a Nintendo Wii game called Maisie's Mansion, like a kids themed, like you got cloned just like the dinosaurs. Welcome to Maisie's Mansion.
First of all, I think Maisie's Mansion would be fun, and I hope I'm not. You know what, Jake? I might be pissing you off. I don't know how you feel about this movie, like in retrospect, but it's not as satisfying as I thought it was. And watching that 8-minute short made me think I was going to go back and love it. And then I just was kind of unpleasantly surprised.
Well, Jake, before you chime in, my whole thing with Jurassic Park is when there's dinosaurs on the screen, I tend to be enjoying myself. Let's remove the first movie from the equation, actually, because it kind of, it stands on its own and it's just so superior to anything that's come after it. But when there's dinosaurs on the screen in Fallen Kingdom, I'm usually enjoying myself. Not when they're perishing in a volcano, which is extremely sad. Mm-hmm. But even that moment of the Brachiosaur, I felt like, Abby touched on this, but I feel like the pacing of the movie's weird in that like it maybe is told in the wrong order. Because it's like they go to the island, they rescue all these dinosaurs in this incredible mission, and then there's an auction. It's just weird. Like, I know that they had to get a plot point to get all of the dinosaurs off the island and loose. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if doing it in some sort of different order of the narrative would have helped. But I do think upon rewatch, and I've rewatched it now twice, that there's a chance that Fallen Kingdom might be the worst Jurassic Park movie.
All right.
Wow.
That's stressful.
Okay.
Jake?
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while. I've only seen it a couple times.
You just answered it. That's it.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess like I haven't seen it in a while, but I'd never thought even I think I told you guys last time I watched it, but it's been a while. But I mean, it's also been a while since I've watched Jurassic Park 2, 3, and the first Jurassic World. So
yeah, but I just feel like I don't know. This could be making.
Listen. I had issues with it, but I had issues with the first Jurassic World too. Like I don't think either one of them are anywhere near as good as Jurassic Park. But there were things that I liked better in this one than the first Jurassic World, and there were things that I didn't like as much. So it's kind of hard. Like I thought I had a really strong opening. I thought Claire and Owen were both better. Like Owen to me is annoying in the first Jurassic World. Like he's not funny to me. He's not like badass. He's annoying. And Claire kind of is too. Like she kind of sucks in that first movie. But they both to me feel more natural. They both feel like real human beings in the second film. There are some really cool sequences with the dinosaurs. I like all the getting off the island stuff, and I like the mansion stuff because it's for the first time in fucking 6 movies, they do something different than just you running through a park, and they turn it into like a horror movie. And I think that's a good, smart move. I would have to like go back and watch it. I've never really thought about changing the sequences around. But I would have to like watch it with that in my mind before I could give like a good assessment of that kind of thing.
The only other thing that I thought was that they should have cast Sam Rockwell as the villain. Like
the villain's awful. That guy is.
He's
awful
a bad actor. Like he's not.
I've seen him in other things and I've been fine with him, but he's pretty awful in this. the Lockwood Estate stuff in general feels shoehorned in, but it is, but also, John Hammond is long dead, so it's like they have to come up with something to kind of keep that shit going.
Right. Yeah, he's like, I feel like there's really interesting elements and interesting like ethical points to the story that are brought up, and the reveal of like she was cloned, like that's kind of cool, and that's taking the technology to a different level, but I kind of don't care. And at the end of the day, like, I like where it ends up. I like that it leads into a world where all the dinosaurs are loose, because I think you could do a lot with that. We already saw
I like that. I really like all the like, save the dinosaurs kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kind of person that Claire becomes, but something that has bothered me about the newer films, and it's because like I still watch the original Jurassic Park regularly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I saw it in the theater again recently within the last couple of months. And the thing about the first Jurassic Park is the T-Rex scene when it breaks out, and also like the scenes where Ellie is running from the Velociraptor in the power shed. That shit is scary. It's done very well, and it is legitimately scary. And those two dinosaurs that are the scariest things in the first film are both good guys now. They're both like, they're not scary anymore. The T-Rex is not scary anymore. The Velociraptors are not scary because fucking they're all trained and they're talking to you, and like that's the kind of stuff that bothers me. It's like when I remember when the first trailer for Jurassic World came out, and like he's on the motorcycle, riding with the Velociraptors. I remember being like, what the fuck? This is amazing. But also, like, they just take the punch right out of those dinosaurs. Like, they're not scary anymore.
You know what's interesting to me is Jurassic World has grown in a garden that I've planted in my soul. Sorry, let me start that sentence over. What I'm saying is,
yes.
What I'm saying is,
I just sounded really excited for your stroke.
Oh,
okay.
I like it with more and more with each viewing. Like I think
me too.
that and I didn't expect that, especially.
It's weird.
I got the same. You know what's weird? You know what gives me hope?
I like Jurassic World because you never go off the island to unnecessary other stories, and you're just there.
What gives me a little glimmer of hope for Terminator Dark Fate, and it's a tiny glimmer. When the Jurassic World original trailers were out, I thought they were awful. I was like, man, this is what they came up with after all this time. It looks bad. The special effects don't look great. Like, I thought it looked really cheesy. I remember the second trailer was a little bit better, but then when I saw the movie, I was like, okay, I get what they were going for. It had enough nostalgia to kind of like feed that part of your appetite, but it advanced the story, and I thought the characters were fine. But on repeat viewings, I've liked it more and more. Mm-hmm. Is that going to happen with Terminator? I don't know. James Cameron said this week that during test screenings, people are like in tears by the end of the movie. Like, I'm like, because they want to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Let me out of here.
You're so confused.
So anyways, I thought it was good. Jurassic World, and I think Fallen Kingdom.
I like that we're having a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review fucking 2 years after the movie came out.
Y'all
or whatever.
like it? Relevant.
Yeah. No. Well, sometimes you got to revisit these things. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. That was what my stress was. I had that like excitement to go back and revisit it.
My stress is that earlier you left the house
I know.
to chase a cat down the road.
I had real stress to like address in that moment. because I'm a caretaker. And yeah, so I thought that I was going to go back to Fallen Kingdom and be like, it was going to be a fun experience because watching the Battle of Big Rock.
I do like the scene in the carrier with Claire and Owen
with the blood transfusion
with the T-Rex.
Yeah,
and the T-Rex. Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
The thing about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is that there were multiple times that I legitimately felt sad for things that were happening, and that's an emotion you don't usually feel in a Jurassic Park movie. You might feel like wonder, or you might be scared, but like there was a lot of dinosaur deaths in this movie, and there's the Brachiosaur scene, and there's the scene where all the dinosaurs falling into the water, the stuff at the end when you think they're just gonna let those that scene made me so mad at Claire because she like has such a big, turnaround from the first movie to this one. And the whole movie, she's just constantly showing you that she will do whatever it takes to save these animals. And then it gets to the point where she's going to press the button and she just decides not to do it. And I'm like, well, that goes against every other thing. Mm-hmm. And I know that they do that because they think it's more impactful for the clone, the girl.
Yeah.
To be the one pressing the button, but if that's what you want to do, you should do that in a way that it doesn't force your main character to go against the morals she's presenting for the entire rest of the film.
Yeah.
You don't need a clone.
That I didn't like.
You don't need a fucking human clone in this movie. They mentioned at one point that some of the people in the auction are buying the dinosaurs to hunt them for sport. There's like, fuck that. I want to know let's kill those people. I don't care about this clone. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah. I want to see some found footage of dinosaurs attacking hunters.
And clones.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. Like there's an Instagram page I follow called Nature is Metal. Mm-hmm. And all it is just videos and pictures of things that happen in nature among animals. And a lot of it is it's kind of like the dark side, it's animals taking down prey or just like unfortunate thing. A lot of them are kind of hard to look at sometimes. It's one of those Instagram accounts where a lot of the pictures and videos are covered and you got to like click on it to uncover. It's just like a lot of gory or animals eating other. It's just, it's nature.
Yeah.
But the kind of things in that are like that last clip with the like pterodon snatching the bird out of the air. And that was the first thing I thought. Like I laughed really hard at that, but then I was like, I'm gonna tag Nature is Metal in this.
No, that's great.
Yes.
We should rip that and just post it on Instagram and tag them. They'll be like, what the fuck is this? They don't follow. They're so into animals that they're like, pterodactyls are back. Well, cool. Well, Abby, thank you for that stress.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think it was timely because of the Fallen Rock.
Jurassic Park stress is
Battle
always
of Big Rock.
Yeah, it's always relevant. I agree.
Jake, me or you next, Buster? That's what I call it.
Oh, we're going to me next.
We can. I can do mine.
Cool.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. So you both probably know about me.
Yeah.
We do know about you, yeah.
I know all about you.
All right. I'm a toy collector. I love toys. Love them more than anything. I literally love toys more than so many of my family members.
Yeah.
Like I just because
hey, can you take that soundbite and put that in the new intro for the show?
Yeah. That'd be good. Not immediate. Well, anyways. I'm a big toy collector. Obviously, I collect Ghostbusters. I collect Ninja Turtles. I've got, in the last 2 years, heavy into Star Wars. And then I dabble in a lot of other things. I've got NECA Horror. I've got Terminator. I've got Police Academy. I've got Batman. I got all sorts of stuff. We all do. We all have our main focuses. But then there's always the stuff that's kind of, maybe it's not your main focus, but it's fun to collect because you like the property, you like the toys, whatever. So Hasbro is like killing it in all directions as far as toys go. Like Hasbro, obviously they just acquired the Ghostbusters line. They've had Star Wars forever. They do Transformers. They do G.I. Joe. They do My Little Pony. They do basically every major toy brand besides Masters of the Universe and Jurassic Park, Hasbro is in control of. And Marvel, we can't forget Marvel Legends. It's one of the we could do a whole episode, Jake, stressing about how we don't collect Marvel Legends, but we want to.
Yep.
But it's just so.
I think about that every day of my life.
Well, you might want to go to Walmart because the Marvel Legends line that is in like the vintage style packaging is all on clearance for $9 right now.
Gosh.
Jake just runs out like Abby did earlier.
Bye. I set the precedent.
So earlier this year, Hasbro acquired the license, or I guess they acquired the license last year, but they acquired the license to Power Rangers, which has been put out by Saban, right? Yeah, Saban forever. And Hasbro acquired the license, and they've got a couple different lines out. And their main line is called the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, which, if you're familiar with the Hasbro Legend or Marvel Legends or Star Wars The Black Series, it's very similar. 6-inch figures that cover the entire gamut of the Power Rangers universe, all 20 spin-offs from starting in 1994 all the way till now. And each wave has 5 or 6 different figures in it. I've admired these figures from a distance, and I've wanted to dabble in collecting them, but there's been one thing kind of preventing me from going down that path.
Money?
Not money. Money's always an issue, but that's not what's preventing me. $20 price point, not so bad. Jake, do you want to take a guess?
I think I know what it is.
Well, don't spoil it. Make something up.
Well, make something up. You can't find them.
Oh, no, I can find them. See, it's not the money. Okay. It's not that they're rare.
What is it?
Okay.
It's that I'm not a very big Power Rangers fan.
Okay.
Got
it. Is that why we were watching it last night?
Hold on. This is where this is going. So let's see, Power Rangers started like 93, 94. I was about 10 years old. If you remember, Power Rangers became very popular very fast, but I was like a year past its like core audience. Like it's definitely, when it came out, was aimed at that 6, 7, 8-year-old audience. And I went through my Ghostbusters phase. No, I didn't. I'm still in my Ghostbusters phase. I'm still in my Ninja Turtles phase. But at that point, I was more into sports. I was more into Penny Hardaway than the Green Ranger.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
I still was into Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah, so was I. I think everyone was.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
But I wasn't a huge fan. My brother was a huge fan. My brother had a lot of the toys. I admired them from a distance. I secretly wanted to collect them. I watched the show more than I would ever admit. I was telling Abby, when the White Ranger saga happened, I had to do yard work that day. We had a black and white TV in our garage, and I kept telling my stepdad that I needed water, but I was secretly going to watch Power Rangers. So, and I never watched any of the other spin-off series. I don't know anything about like Power Rangers Turbo or anything that came after it. But I made the decision that I liked and knew enough about the original series that it would be okay for me to collect the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, but only get the figures from the original series. The only figures that are out from the original series so far are the White Ranger, Lord Zed, and the Pink Ranger, which just came out. And I think there's a 2-pack with Tommy and a putty, Green Ranger and a putty.
Sure.
But I'm such a psychopath that I went to Walmart and I bought my White Ranger figure. And it is beautiful, and I do love it. It wasn't the money. I found it, Jake. You thought I couldn't find it, but I found it. But
you found it.
I would not allow myself to open it or display it until I watched at least 5 episodes of Power Rangers. I literally,
to appreciate it.
On Sunday, this was my day Sunday. I set these rules for myself. So I watched the entire Green with Evil miniseries, which takes place during season 1, where Tommy shows up and he's under the spell of Rita and he's a real asshole. Mm-hmm. But I like the Green Ranger. I like his gold, God, I don't even know what it's called, power thing, vest.
I like his earring. He's got an earring,
I thought you were going to talk about his flute
No,
thing.
I love his flute. I love it. I love when he summons his Dragon Zord. And I actually watched 8 episodes. And
wow,
I've gone from
True fan.
my rule of, well, I'm only going to collect the originals. Now I'm like, well, you know, I might as well just start buying all of them because I'm going to get into everything. So at 35 years old.
God, I wonder how many episodes there are.
Well, I'll put it this way.
Of all of it.
The first series is only 3 seasons, but each one has 60 episodes.
Fuck.
60.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So at 35 years old, I didn't casually stumble upon Power Rangers and say, whoa, I really enjoy this. I am intentionally forcing myself to like a show I've never liked that much in order to collect the toys and justify the purchases.
That's ridiculous.
Get it?
Is that the most Yes Have Some podcast thing you've ever heard?
That might be psychotic.
Yeah. It's like,
let's talk about it. Abby, what do you think?
Sadistic. When it comes to Power Rangers and me, I remember getting at McDonald's, they had the little Power Coin like toys, and I remember getting one of those in my Happy Meal and like specifically like making fun of it with my brother, like Power Rangers, whatever. But then I would go and watch Power Rangers like when nobody was home and like as much of it as I could, even though I knew it was kind of dumb. I think it was entertaining. So I don't really know how that relates to you necessarily, other than like, I understand. The toys I think it does actually, because the toys are fucking cool. The toys are better than the show, I think.
I get it for sure, because especially like it's also, I think part of it, Craig, is that it's been kind of a long time coming, because before these figures came out, there have been like, remember right before Toys R Us closed down, they started coming out with like the mini helmets.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with you, and we were like, these fucking Power Ranger helmets look amazing. And neither one of us really cared, but we were both,
here's the thing.
We had a little bit of that reaction, and I think it's just been like building up inside of you since then.
Bandai has been making Power Rangers figures forever. And remember, they relaunched them with like the Legacy collection a couple years ago. And like the figures looked great and the props looked great. And it always looked good, but it was so it was kind of like with the Marvel Legends things. There's so much and so overwhelming. And because we all have that collector's mentality, that I was like, well, I'm scared to even buy one because I'll just go down that path. Where to start. But I think because this is Hasbro starting from scratch, I don't want to go vintage with Power Rangers because I don't want to invest that much time and money yet. It's going to happen.
You will. Yeah. Once you complete the line, you'll want.
But that's okay, though, because right now you're at the beginning of the line. And when you start at the beginning as it's happening, it's just easier.
It's easier.
It's the honeymoon phase.
It's okay to go back and get like some of that old stuff later.
Right. Man. So I'm excited.
Did you ever have any of the old stuff like when you were a kid?
Well, here's the thing. I always hated Transformers, but Power Rangers had elements of Transformers with the Zords and the Megazords, and the original stuff is very cool. Mm-hmm. My brother had, I think, the electronic Megazord and a couple of the other ones. I don't know what the name of it is, but the one that looks like a combination of a brachiosaur and a turtle, whatever that one was, I really like that one. Mm-hmm. Did you have them?
I did. I had a good number of them. When I first saw Power Rangers, I remember at first not liking it because I remember the first time I watched it. The first half of the episode, I didn't care for it because I never really cared for just fighting back and forth. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. But then as soon as the monster becomes giant, I was like, oh, this is now Godzilla territory. And then when the Zords come out and they're all dinosaurs, I was like, okay, I'm into this. So I did buy the toys, and I watched Power Rangers, and I remember going and seeing the movie. And after the movie, I stopped watching it because they get rid of all the dinosaurs.
Oh,
right. Like in the course of the movie, they change and they don't have dinosaurs anymore. And then I was like, well, I'm done with this show. And I've never watched it since.
I respect you for that.
What about the reboot? Kind of sucks.
I turned my back on it.
Yeah.
The movie?
Dinosaurs, you give it to Jake.
Hold on. He turned his back on Jason. He turned his back on Zach. He turned his back on Billy. And he's not coming back. He turned his back on Kimberly and Trini too. Jake turned his back on those Power Rangers because they got rid of the dinosaurs.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Good.
You finished.
I know all their names.
Strong.
And I think I can name 3 of their real names.
I think you deserve a new toy from the line.
Bye, guys. Lord Zed. So anyways, long story short, I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan. Don't know if I'll ever be a diehard, but I do like these toys. And it's just fun to collect good figures. I admire toys from an artistic point of view. And
it's fun to be in that honeymoon phase. Like instead of the whatever relationship level you're in with Ghostbusters now where you have to buy absolutely everything. It's kind of nice.
My other justification was, listen, this is Hasbro. That's Ghostbusters now. They're part of the team.
Yeah.
They need my purchase.
Part of it.
But it got me excited. We're going to have to do an episode in a couple weeks where we maybe fantasy book what if Ghostbusters was to have a line similar to the Lightning Collection or Black Series or Marvel Legends, what would that look like? Like if Wave 1 had 4 figures in it, what would those 4 figures be? And if it covered all aspects of Ghostbusters, if anything was fair game. So GB1, GB2, Real Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters, the comics, the video game, Answer the Call. I don't know if the market is there for it, but if it was, we could really get an incredible line of figures, and I hope we do.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right, Jake, ready for some stress?
Yeah, I could do some stress.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Do it.
I was tattooing some people the other day, and
did they want you to?
What?
I don't know. You didn't surprise tattoo anybody. This was a client, correct?
No, this was a client. It was a client, and it was. There were 2 people. They were together, and they were having a conversation. They were talking about they started off kind of talking about books, and they were talking about Stephen King a little bit, which led them to start talking about seeing movies in the theater. They were talking about going and seeing it, and one of them was like, oh, all right. So I'm trying to get into this. They started talking about, one of them made a remark where they said something about how they don't like going to the movies that often because they can't pause it.
Okay.
And they can't take breaks, and they can't go out and smoke.
Oh.
And I just got annoyed with them out of nowhere. I didn't say anything. I was tattooing them. I wasn't like, what are you talking about? But I was just listening. But in my mind, I'm like, it kind of stressed me out because I think movies are made for you to sit down and watch in one sitting, I think.
Okay.
I think it's different. I think it's different if you're having a group of people over and you want to have fun with your friends and watch a movie. I think that's different. But I think if there's a movie like It Chapter 2 or any movie that takes itself seriously, I think if you're not, I'm calling you guys out, by the way.
Damn.
Okay.
This is me kind of calling you out a little bit.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I think if you do not pay attention and you watch this movie all the way through, then you're not watching movies correctly. I'm sorry, but I know people do this. I know you guys do it sometimes where you'll watch a piece of a movie for a couple nights in a row. And that's whatever. It's your own thing, whatever. But I feel like that can
it's our own thing, but I just want to let you know You're watching movies the wrong way.
You're doing it wrong. Well, no, this is why. But let me tell you why. I think it's because like if you're a movie is taking the time. It's taking like the effort to kind of put you in that world. And I think if you pause it or you walk out of the room and you miss something or you turn all your lights on and go and do something else and then come back to it, you're ruining all the work that's been done. And it kind of, I feel like personally to me, that takes me out of the movie. If I got to pause a movie, I want to just start it over because it like, it's like movies are, it's magic, it's magic. Movie making, watching a film, it's like the fact that you can watch a movie and feel, sad about a character's death or happy about, or just any kind of emotion. Like that is magical. Yeah. And when you're not giving a movie the proper like attention, or you're putting it on and you're walking out or you're to me, it's like, I got to start over because that movie has spent all this time and now I'm back in the real world where other things are happening. And to me, it just takes me out of it. You know what I mean?
Listen, I kind of went through this over the weekend. I was after episode 3 of the Green with Evil Power Rangers miniseries. I actually dozed off for a while and I felt bad about myself. Jake, yeah. Okay.
No, I see your point.
No, 2 things.
I was going to make a concession that sometimes when there are other things that are distracting in life, it can be hard to finish a movie in one sitting, at least for me.
I think that there is nothing better in life than the experience of going to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Turning off your phone, sitting down, worrying that every single person that sits near you is going to be talking. Because it's a goddamn epidemic. It doesn't matter anymore. Everybody talks to the theater. It sucks. Like it actually bums me out because there's sometimes when I want to go to a movie and like there last time, what was the movie? It Chapter 2. I had to listen to the woman to the left of me the entire time talk about how she wasn't comfortable. She kept leaning over to her husband. I'm not comfortable.
I don't have that issue as much in Valdosta, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But let me tell you, I have learned to be not so nice to people who talk in a movie theater.
How do you do it?
Like,
hey, the only thing worse for Jake than talking, the only thing Jake, if he leans over and you're talking, he'll say something. But if you fall asleep.
I think like when you go to a movie theater, like you're paying a lot of money to be there to watch a movie for the first time. Like it is, to me, like watching movies is important. Like it's what we base this podcast on. You know what I mean? Like it's a big part of my life and it's an important thing. And movies, Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams and fucking Stanley Kubrick, they're not fucking spending years of their lives making these wonderful like pieces of art so we can fucking walk out of the room halfway through or smoke during it or talk during it or complain about something. You know what I mean? Like, show some fucking respect and shut your mouth when you're in a movie theater. And I will tell people that at this point.
I want you to make this speech to the movie theater as a whole before the next movie we see.
Yes.
I'll just stand up and do it.
On behalf of the director, we're bringing out Jacob
Star
Walsh.
Wars, keep your fucking mouth shut.
On behalf of Stanley Kubrick.
I don't even like people
the work he has put into
like,
this film.
Whenever I don't like when I went and saw Avengers, the last Avengers that came out. There's a lot of like applauding for certain moments, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's great, but also I'm missing like the next line because people can't be quiet. Like it's not.
What about?
I know it's like a. What?
Or can we laugh? Here's the thing about.
Don't do it. I don't want to hear any noise.
Here's the thing about applauding.
Here's the solution: we make a personal theater, and we get movies shipped to us.
No, I think. Listen, I think like sure, laughing or whatever. All of that is fine when it's appropriate, but people don't know how to be appropriate in movie theater. Like you just said, Craig, people will talk at full volume. They will complain. Like whatever. If I'm in a movie theater and somebody wants to walk out and miss part of their movie, I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to listen to people talking during it. This stress has moved on to a separate thing because I was stressed out because it just like, to me, I can't fathom like just shutting a movie off halfway through. And I think like some movies, it doesn't matter. You know, not every movie is like, you know, you might put like something silly on and it's like, if you want to pause it or whatever, it's fine. But if you're watching like a serious movie for the first time, if it's something you're looking forward to or something that specifically is like creating some fantastical world or something, like I feel like you should just do that movie the service of watching that movie. Like,
you know what, Jake? I love this. This is like a passionate like plea. I like that in the course of a podcast where I just admitted to collecting Power Rangers toys, even though I don't like Power Rangers. I got to hear Stanley Kubrick didn't spend years of his life making wonderful pieces of art for you to be talking.
I mean, it's just, I couldn't think of like when I go see, you know, like a Quentin Tarantino movie or whatever, it's like, I just want to be in that movie. Yeah. You know, I just want to sit there and I want to enjoy every fucking second of it. So it stresses me out when I know people are just like, let's shut this off.
And you are not the average person, unfortunately, because a lot of people go.
I do tend to. We do tend to start with like being busy people, working full-time jobs, and caring for 6 cats, and podcasting, and editing, and video, all this shit. We tend to start our wind down time fairly late. Right. So sometimes we don't start a movie till 10 or 10:30, and I think specifically what happened last week. I would have, you know what?
What?
Let's
First time ever.
How tired we get?
First time ever. Second stress. And guess what? You're both in my fucking crosshairs right now.
We're in your stress list.
Here it is. I am a big fan of the John Wick universe. I unfortunately missed John Wick 3 in theaters. And I had been planning on watching it. I did not purchase it on digital because I wanted to own the Steelbook because I like them. I very much was looking forward to watching John Wick 3. We picked up the Steelbook. We had dinner. We were, Abby and I were ready to roll. We're going to watch John Wick 3. I was very tired, and I did fall asleep about 25 minutes into the movie that I was looking forward to watching.
You're just proving my point right now.
So this is my first stress. I wake up the next day and see that in our group text where there's 3 people, Abby and Jake have carried on a conversation without me about how fucking lame I am that I fell asleep. And I should have known this happened because
God, I'm so excited. I'm such a big fan of this series. I love it so much. Let me put it on when I know I'm just going to fall asleep in the middle of it.
Dude, you have some respect.
I don't get it.
For Keanu and the man who directed those movies that I don't know his name.
You know when you doze off on the couch and every now and then you kind of wake up and like quickly observe what's happening around your surroundings and you fall right back asleep?
Yeah, it happened last night when we were watching Power Rangers.
So like I do remember at one point waking up and kind of opening one eye and just hearing like the Mario Kart music blasting, and I was just like, this isn't John Wick.
You shut it off and started playing Mario Kart.
So anyways, I did not enjoy there's nothing worse than when you wake up to a group text that you've made when it says you've got like 40 missed messages. You're like, fuck.
Oh, so we're not allowed to talk to each other if Craig's asleep? Is that what you're saying?
You don't want extra talking? You're not part of it?
I want to regulate everybody's conversations.
I think that movie theaters should have cubicles or like some sort of a personal space that separates you from the next person.
I'm going to screw both you guys over.
Okay.
I'm going to put up a podcast episode next week that neither one of you are going to be on.
No. But you technically neither Jake or I could do that. So I guess.
Yeah. I'm just going to cut all of your parts out. It's just going to be me.
I'm just going to put my phone number on the Yes Have Some Facebook, and then I'll have people call me.
That would be a fun
good idea.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
Real fun game.
Fuck that game.
Jake, listen.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine the pain and duress you were going through when somebody told you that they don't like go to the theater because they can't take smoke breaks. I imagine that is a direct assault on like your entire being. So I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
It's fine.
I actually agree with you.
I mean, if it doesn't bother other people to shut a movie off, and like, I mean, obviously you guys do it and whatever, it's fine. You start movies late, but like, if it doesn't bother you guys, then it's fine. I'm just saying, like, personally for me, I feel it would just bother me. I just couldn't do it. I would have to stay in that like watch the movie no matter what. I won't like. When I go to the movie theater, I don't like drink anything during the day because I don't want to have to like pee during the movie. I want to make sure that I can just like sit there and enjoy it because it bothers me. Like it just takes me out of the movie and I don't want to be taken out of the movie.
Yeah. I'm conscious of that. I don't like to drink stuff on the day of a movie. And when I'm in a movie watching it in the theater, I don't like to take a break and walk out. But yeah, when it comes to watching at home, my style is kind of like take a pause and yeah. But I understand to each his own and good for some, not for you kind of a thing. So I
do like the idea like if Jake it's a 2-hour movie and Jake's an hour and 57 minutes in and the power goes on, he's like, gotta restart it.
Yeah.
Jake's like, guess what? It's not a laughing matter.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's not funny. I don't know what you guys are laughing about.
Stanley Kubrick worked really hard on
that. It's not funny.
Jake,
that's my stress. I just
no, that's real. That's a good stress, Psycho. Here's the thing: Jake's relationship with movies is.
I like how this week's stress we all targeted each other.
Yeah, Jake's kind of starting to remind me of. Jake reminds me.
I hate Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Jake reminds me of Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy. He's just a little too. Yeah, but it's Chip Douglas.
You don't understand.
The future is now.
Okay.
It's good.
It felt good.
Cable Guy is great. Cable Guy is great. And I've watched the first half of that movie so many times.
First 20 minutes. There for it.
Well, cool. So that was some good stress. We covered a lot of ground. Before we wrap up, I did want to remind everybody to join us on Patreon. Yes, Have Some's Patreon community is growing by leaps and
bounds
and
numbers.
Sure.
Stars.
It's growing by stars. All the stars are signing up. Kim Kardashian is officially a patron.
Huge fan.
And other stars I can't think of. We do bonus episodes every single month. We got 2 to 3 bonus episodes a month. We did one last week. We even put a preview up on our main feed. So check that out if you're not on our Patreon feed to kind of get an idea of what we're doing. $5 down gets you complete access to the entire Yes Have Some bonus archive. And if you want to check it out, you're going to go to patreon.com/yeshavesome. It's a lot of fun and I love that community. Love that we can do extra content. And like I keep saying, we're going to keep doing more. Yeah. We've got some big projects coming up that's allowed us to upgrade some of our video equipment.
We might be pausing our movies, but we're not pausing our podcast. We're moving forward.
That's true. Hey.
Oh, I like that's cute.
Thank you. Cute. Thanks. I thought of it just now, guys. Thank you.
So if you want to get in on that, like I said, $5 down gets you complete access. We've been doing this over a year. There's over 30 bonus episodes already on the feed. Plenty of entertainment for you. And we're going to be covering in depth some horror movies, some new and old, coming up on the bonus episodes. Abby, what are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking about how funny it would be if Jake could release the podcast with like a non-pause function so that people can't pause it.
People can't pause the podcast.
It's like when you try
It's like Hellraiser. It's like the puzzle box pulls you out. It's like you're not allowed to move until you finish the puzzle.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Well, fuck. Hellraiser's on my list of
Sorry, the fast forward feature has been disabled for the show. So yeah, join us on Patreon. It's a lot of fun. And Abby, what are some of the horror movies we're going to be covering on our bonus episodes? You made a list.
I got a short list. Well, it's actually Killer Clowns is an obvious choice. I want to watch that real soon. I wanted to watch that last year after going through the scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights. But I haven't seen any of the Universal monster movies minus Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I was just looking up the list of like the full list, and there are so many. There's like Abbott and Costello ones that I don't know shit about. I was looking up like forums to find out which ones were recommended to watch first and in what order. So, Jake, if you have any suggestions, shoot them to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I might put something in group therapy to try to like organize my actual list.
Basically, if you're wanting to do those movies, I would just stick with like the core, like Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Mummy, Creature. Okay. Like those are the like
not the Pillow of Death.
No. All that there's 100 of them, but like you just want to stick to those like main, 5 or 6 that are the ones that everybody like. Those are the big ones.
Mummy.
I really like the Abbott and Costello ones. You used to watch Abbott and Costello every weekend when I was a kid.
Those movies are legitimately good. Those Abbott and Costello like meets the funny. Those are good. Yeah.
Well, we'll get there. We're gonna cover a lot of ground.
Halloween.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You've never seen that?
Yeah, that's on my list. I've never seen Hocus Pocus.
Dude, Jessica Biel's awesome in that movie.
Stop it, Craig. Hocus Pocus is amazing.
Is it?
Hocus Pocus is very good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's one I'm really excited to watch.
Is that on our list?
Yes.
For those of you who are new to the podcast or haven't been listening that long, we kind of do this every year. Abby was kind of homeschooled and more of a
very, very homeschooled.
She was very homeschooled.
I went to church for something called Trunk or Treat on Halloween, which was like
everybody. The church was in her house.
No. It wasn't good. So yeah, I didn't watch any scary movies, and I like to do it during Halloween.
Yeah, so every year we kind of do like an education of horror movies. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's watch Nosferatu.
Okay.
All
right.
Is that a silent film?
The original is, yeah.
Oh, good luck. We're pausing that after the first 5 minutes.
Hey, this fucking vampire won't say a damn word.
Hey, I saw Nosferatu in a historic theater in maybe Americus, Georgia, and they had a one of those big like old pipe organs like built into the place.
That's cool.
Somebody like played the organ through the entire movie. It was amazing.
Wow. Fuck, dude. Every theater should have an organ. I like that a lot. I love organs.
Hey, the guys play the organ and Jake's like, shut the fuck up!
Shut up!
It's a silent movie!
Show some respect!
Hey, take a break, buddy!
Your parents aren't going to love you anymore just because you can play the organ during Nosferatu. Cool. Hey, social media. Yes, have some podcasts. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. And you can download the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere that a podcast is available. So follow us at YHS Podcast. And please join our official discussion group, Facebook, Yes Have Some, Group Therapy, Abigail Gardner.
Yeah.
Let them know how they can get there.
Hey, man, it's easy. All you do is log into Facebook, search for Yes Have Some Podcast, find our page, give it a like, then scroll down and you will see Yes Have Some Group Therapy pop up as an option. Click it. Ask to join. Myself, Jake or Craig will accept you immediately. And from there, you can post everything that you're stressing about, what scary movies you want to see, like what scary books you're reading, Stephen King stuff, what toys you're collecting. You can throw in on Craig's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Forced Addiction, and whatever else we're talking about on the show.
I like that.
Yeah.
Forced Addiction.
No memes. Unless it's of us, and then maybe DM us first, and then we'll post it and take the credit.
Yes.
Cool.
We would love to take your credit. Cool. We liked Forced Addictions. Tell us what you're addicted to that you forced yourself to get into. Yeah. It's like when I hate college football, but there was a couple years I'm just going to learn a lot about it because everybody else I know likes it. And then finally I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I did that with Dave Matthews Band. The guy, and I was like, I don't like this.
Jake, did you ever go through a Dave Matthews phase?
No, I have not.
Don't.
Could you name one Dave Matthews song?
Crash into me.
Oh yeah, there's that one. The crash. Is that what it's called? Crash into me.
Is that one?
No, I don't know.
All right, listen, we had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. Please go to Yes Have Some Group Therapy and let us know.
Trippin' Billies. Isn't that it?
Let us know what your favorite Dave Matthews song is.
It's a Dave Matthews Band.
And then, oh, by the way, I knocked over all of my NECA Ninja Turtles figures the other day. I was on the phone with Jake when it happened, I think. And because I like to, because me and Jake are like teenage girls, and when I rearrange my figures, I call him.
It's like when you're doing a makeover.
Also on Sunday, this past Sunday, Craig called me 7 times, I think. And it was like, it was just like, hey man, what's up? What are you doing? I'm like, nothing.
Dude.
Like we would just get into conversations or whatever, but it was just like we were both bored.
Yeah.
We talk a lot on the phone.
We do.
Yeah, it's great. And Craig picked up some really great chairs, and that kind of sparked the whole like.
Jake suggested that we just start recording all of our phone conversations and post them on Patreon.
Yeah,
I think we should. Well, I think we should because I think it was either Saturday night or Sunday or one of those days. Like just unprompted, we were just having like a normal phone conversation, and all of a sudden we started talking about like the implications of the Dark Knight trilogy on the DC universe and like just all this weird shit. And I was like, wait, this would have been amazing on the show.
Yeah. We should, yes, everything we say is important and should be recorded.
Exactly.
That is what we're saying. That's how I feel.
All right. That's it. Everything we say is important. That's what we should have named the podcast. I don't think I really did much of it. Like, I think people were expecting me to go nuts on Dan Aykroyd impression this week, but
no, he did it.
He did it.
We're all saturated.
He did it a couple times.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is like,
well, Dan Aykroyd did his own Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I can't out Dan Aykroyd me this week, and also a new name. He's no longer Uncle Dan. He's Dad Aykroyd. Oh, that's what I'm going to call him now because he's really the father of this. Hey, will somebody start like a change.org petition or maybe like a GoFundMe to get Dan Aykroyd on the podcast? We got to make it happen. A GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I will buy all the Crystal Head vodka from the waters of Newfoundland.
Yes.
And I will.
Why hasn't he been on? I can't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we won the Prodexo.
It's all happening. In my daydreams and fantasies, at least. I'm like, Finn Wolfhard and Dan Aykroyd are going to be on the show.
There's no way Finn Wolfhard's a great interview, though.
Dude, I don't care. Yeah. Just imagine the eyeballs you'll get if you get Finn Wolfhard. It's insane.
We steal his eyeballs.
No, fuck.
We see the world through his eyes. Dude.
Fucking Jeepers Creepers over here.
Dude, that was a creepy statement.
Jeepers
but it's almost
Creepers.
Halloween, so.
Hey, would you get Finn Wolfhard's peepers? Bye.